Hey there, Aries. Welcome into Greater Wager Ether Realm. My name is Kimberly, and I missed last week's astrological report. I do apologize. I was very busy at work. So I am going to actually start from the third, and we'll just run through it real quick, so you can maybe if you want to compare what happened last week with you to what I'm going to say, that's always a good way to kind of look at astrology as well. But so I'm going to do from the 3rd into the 16th. Okay? So, very quickly, last week, we stopped at the moon in Aries, of course, your sign, first house. Should have been, whenever the moon is in your sign, it's usually it's basically, it goes around and hits all these houses, and when it gets to the 12th house, you're, trying to relax, rejuvenate, kind of do a reset. And then once the moon goes into your sign, your first house, it's kind of, you're recharged and ready to go again. So, very good placement for the moon to be. Let's see, that day as well, we had Mercury trine Jupiter at 11 degrees. Aquarius is your 11th house of friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. And Gemini is your 3rd house of community, short distance travel, anyone that has to do with your community, communications, commerce, neighbors, siblings, those type of people that you pretty much might see on a pretty frequent basis. Okay, so Mercury trine Jupiter, friendships and community. That's very good. So that would have happened on Monday as well. So last week seemed like it started off very good for you. We also have Mars square Chiron at 19 degrees. Mars, your ruling planet, has been in retrograde, and it is making a square to Chiron in your first house. Chiron's been in Aries since 2018. You're probably used to its energy. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's all about healing those wounds, basically. It's the best way to look at it. Kind of shadow work is a good way to look at it. And then the moon comes in to join this square between your planet and Chiron in your sign. You want to look at the moon as like an amplifier, a reflector. Anything that it touches, it just like amplifies that energy. Okay, because it rules your emotions, right? So, Mars in Cancer is your home sign, home and family. Also rules the mother. It's been in Cancer since January, beginning of January, and it's going to go direct February 23rd. So got a little bit more time with it, and once it comes out of retrograde, it's going to retrace these steps. But Mars is such a passionate planet, and you know this, it's your ruler, that it really doesn't need a whole lot of time to really like wake up. It's kind of like, okay, let's go, But for right now, you might have a lot of concentration on your home and family. Okay. We also have the moon then moves into Taurus, okay, where it immediately squares Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto just moved into Aquarius permanently for the next 19 years. It's a new energy, so we're still going as humanity is basically going to have to acclimate to its energies there for a while. It might take a while. It's a very slow-moving planet. But when the moon comes in again and squares, it just amplifies that energy even more. Okay, and this is all about your friends, dreams, hopes, wishes. And Taurus is your 2nd house of values. So how you see your self-worth, the money that you make, the money that you spend. That's all what your second house is about. Okay, so the moon is coming in to swear something about maybe earned income and dreams, hopes, wishes. Maybe you're looking to change how you earn your income. Something that makes you more happy is a possibility. Okay. Let's see. Also on Monday, got a whole lot of stuff that happened on Monday. Well, depending on where you are in the world, it's very late Monday and going into Tuesday. We have Venus entering your sign of Aries. Now, Venus rules Libra and Taurus. Libra is your seventh house ruler, and and of course your ruler is Mars. So Venus being the ruler of your opposite sign, Venus is a benefactor. It's great anywhere it goes, but it can't do its best work. It's considered its detriment when it's in Aries, meaning that it just can't do it. It can't do its best work. Aries is more about I, me, and then when we get into Libra, which starts off, you have your first through your 6 signs is more about the me. It has to do with what I want to do. Everything involves me. Libra is where you start the partnerships. It's all about partnerships. This is where you start off, thinking about other people, basically, and bringing other people into the mix. So Libra is all about partnerships, balance, compromising, as to where in Aries it really is about me and how does this affect me. That's the best way that I can, first house is always about how do I project myself onto the world, right? So even though it is in its detriment, it's still, like I said, Venus is a benefactor. You can't go wrong with Venus in any sign. So, but it's going to be in your, so March 1st, Venus is actually going to go retrograde in your sign, and then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces for a bit and then start forward. So March 1st for about 6 weeks is going to be retrograde. Okay. So let's see here. Also on the 4th, on Tuesday, Jupiter is going direct. It has been retrograde for the last 5 months, which would have been July, I believe. Either August or July, I apologize, but it's been retrograde in Gemini for about 5 months now. It's going to go direct at 11 degrees. And then also the moon comes in to square Mercury at 12 degrees. Now we have a lot of stuff going on this week between about 9 degrees and 20 degrees. Like, if you have any natal planets at those degrees, like I would definitely, those are going to hit the hardest. Okay. Now, moon coming into square Mercury in your value sector again. It's going to keep making these squares to Pluto, Mercury, and the Sun in Aquarius. So you have a lot of emphasis going on with your values, how you see your self-worth, okay? How you spend your money, how you earn your money, coming in to square your friendships, dreams, hopes, and wishes. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis earlier this week, last week, I should say, where you're going to be doing a lot of thinking and possibly compromising on those areas of your life. Okay. On Wednesday. Luckily, that's all that happens on Tuesday, so it's a pretty chill day on Tuesday. But then we have the moon coming in to make a whole lot of aspects between 16 degrees and 20 degrees. So, first, like I said before, the moon is going to square the sun. Okay. Then we have it sextiling Saturn here at 16 degrees, 17 degrees. Okay, so you have the sun at 16 degrees, Saturn at 17 degrees. Then you have it sextiling Mars at 19 degrees. And then it comes into conjunct Uranus at 23 degrees. So it's just like boom, boom, boom. It just keeps hitting these planets just almost right in a row. So Wednesday, there could be a lot of ups and downs, okay? Because you've got the squares, and you got the sextiles, and you got conjunction, and then you got another sextile with Neptune here in Pisces as well, okay? So this is all happening on Wednesday, depending on where you are in the world, okay? But Wednesday is going to be pretty turbulent when it comes to emotions, all right? And then we have the moon moving into Gemini. I am trying to fast track this so that, you know, since we're talking about last week, okay? So, moon moves into Gemini and immediately sextiles Venus in Aries. After all that turbulence on Wednesday, Thursday hopefully is very nice and calm. You know, sextiles are very nice. And then, but then on top of that, right after, you know, Venus is at 1 degrees, and then we have Pluto at 2 degrees, okay? And you have a sextile and then a trine to Pluto. Like I said, a lot of turbulence on Wednesday, but then Thursday comes along and very, very nice day, okay? And then we have the moon conjuncting Jupiter in Gemini as well. So a lot of emphasis on your second house, third house, and 11th house. Again, friends, dreams, hopes, wishes, values, how you spend your money, how you earn your money, how you see your self-worth. Gemini is your third house of community, okay? Then we go into Friday, and we have Venus sextiling Pluto at 2 degrees. If you have anything around 2 degrees, you know, that'll hit it the most. Very beautiful. I mean, you know, you can almost call that a grand trine there. Very, very close. Close enough for me. So, personally, you know, Thursday, Friday are looking pretty good, okay? And we have the moon, a lot of moon stuff again going on here, okay? We have moon trining Mercury, okay, at 17 degrees. Then we have moon square Saturn at 18 degrees, okay? Then we have the moon trining the sun at 18 degrees as well. So we have all these planets around 17, 18 degrees, okay? And then we have a sextile to Chiron at 19 degrees. Then we have the sun sextiling Chiron at 19 degrees. We have all of these sextiles, trines going on here during Friday. It just beautiful. Thursday and Friday look to be just beautiful days, okay? And then we have the moon square Neptune, okay, at 28 degrees. Excuse my hair. Moon squaring Neptune is very ethereal. So even though it's a square, you might be finding that you have a lot of dreams during that time. Let's see, late on Friday, going into Saturday, okay? You just have a whole lot of, just so many aspects in a short amount of time with the moon that, you know, you can, you know, the emotions could be going up, down, up, down, up, down. They really could be, okay? But it's going to be a little more gentle on Saturday. The moon enters Cancer, which is its home sign, okay? Then it squares Venus at 2 degrees. It also does a quincunx to Pluto. I don't usually do quincunxes too much in these readings, unless it's a personal reading. And then we have Mercury sextiling Chiron at 19 degrees. Okay? So a lot of emphasis on your Chiron as well. I call it your Chiron because it's been in Aries for so long. So, a lot of healing with friendships, and like I said, dreams, hopes, wishes as well. Yeah. So you should have a very, very nice day on Saturday as well. I mean, it really looks like Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be quite a nice weekend. And of course, we've already passed those, so, let me know if any of this resonates from last week, okay? Then we have Mercury coming in to conjoin the Sun at 20 degrees, okay? And then we have Mars trine Saturn at 18 degrees. There. We'll call it right there, right? Mars trine Saturn in Pisces and Cancer, while the moon is in Cancer, so it's going to be, again, amplifying the, trines are wonderful, even with Saturn. Saturn is looked at as like, a malefic planet and stuff, but really what it just is throwing things at you to try to get you to change your ways, to try to get you to grow, okay? And when you have a trine come in with your ruling planet in your home sector and your 12th house sector, 12th house is all about the subconscious, your psychology, things that are hidden, that you keep hidden, and that also, that are hidden from you. Your subconscious, a lot of people don't realize the patterns that they have in their subconscious, and it usually, stems from childhood, that you don't even realize that you do it, So when you have aspects that come in like these, it can cause you to have dreams that might shine a light on what those hidden aspects are. You could have epiphanies. You could be daydreaming and just have this epiphany, right? You don't necessarily have to be sleeping. But with the moon coming in and hitting that trine, it just amplifies it just that much more. Okay, so that's it. That happens Sunday on the 9th. Okay. Then we have the moon also squaring Chiron, and then sextile Uranus. A lot of emphasis on how you project yourself into the world, your self-worth and your values, your home and family, your community, okay, your friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes, your subconscious. For a while we're going to have all of the planets from Aquarius to Cancer, except for the moon. The moon moves pretty quickly, but all of the planets, Aquarius to Cancer for quite some time. Okay? So that's where you're going to have the most emphasis. So, moving into this week, we have the moon trining Neptune. Okay? Neptune at 28 degrees. Again, another, ethereal experience. You might want to, if you can take some time off on Sunday and Monday, it would, do you good just to do some self-reflection. And then we have the moon moving into Leo, okay, where it immediately opposes Pluto, and it trines Venus at, 2 degrees and then 4 degrees, respectively. Leo is your 5th house, children, romance, creativity, okay, and it's going to oppose Pluto in your 11th house of friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. There might be some kind of struggle, between a romantic partner and your friends, maybe. Maybe a romantic partner might be thinking you're spending too much time with your friends, something like that. There could be a lot of scenarios growing with this, but an opposition is it usually creates some kind of conflict just to bring it to your attention and try to find a resolution to it. Okay. But then, of course, you have the trine to Venus, which is beautiful. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that. So you have this opposition, but then you have the trine coming in. So it softens any kind of blow. You'll be able to work anything out with that type of aspect. Okay. Mercury square Uranus, also on Monday. So 23 degrees. Mercury is uptaking the sun and is squaring Uranus. Again, dreams, hopes, wishes, friendships, values. So much emphasis on that. There's just really a whole lot of emphasis on your value system. Okay. Then on Tuesday, the 11th, we have the moon sextiling Jupiter at 11 degrees again. Okay. Romance, children, creativity, and community. Neighbors, siblings, short distance travel. You might be doing some travel to see a romantic partner. You might be doing a creative project with a sibling. There's so many possibilities for that. Okay. And then we have the sun square Uranus at 23 degrees as well. Okay. So maybe you might be having some issues with a friend, and you two don't have the same value system, possibly. You might want to be working that out, especially with Mercury here. It's communication, so you might be having a chat with a friend about your values. You might be thinking about your dreams, hopes, and wishes. Do they fit your value system? Now a lot of times people will have these values from 20 years ago, and then all of a sudden realize, like, I don't even believe in that anymore. So many things that could happen with this square here. But it's basically, Uranus is, the Great Awakener. It brings epiphanies, it brings solutions. It does bring chaos, but the reason it brings chaos is so that you're motivated to find solutions. Okay? Let's see here. What day were we on? Sorry. Okay, Tuesday, the 11th. Monday, moon trine Chiron. Okay, got another little trine going on here with Chiron now. Very nice aspect. Another, maybe healing some wounds around past romances, possibly. The moon is about the past, by the way. It's for you to reflect. Okay. Let's see. We also have moon sextile. Give me a second here. Oh, that's the one that I skipped. Okay. We also have the moon coming in to square Uranus, at the same time, because we have a full moon coming in here on the 12th on Wednesday at 24 degrees. So the Mercury is still very close, so you can call it's close enough to call it a conjunction. We're going to have a full moon in Leo at 24 degrees, and it's going to square Uranus at 24 degrees. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. The sun is the ruler of Leo. So you have all of these kind of, I'm going to call it it's not exactly a mutual reception, but mutual energy exchange, okay, with this T-square going on here in all these fixed signs, okay. You also have, Pluto's not in on this one, but it's still in Aquarius, which rules Scorpio, Pluto rules Scorpio, and is in Aquarius, which is another fixed sign. Taurus is a fixed sign, and Leo is a fixed sign. So you have all of these fixed signs like coming in here. Fixed signs are all about like making a decision and standing firm in your decisions. Okay, so whatever is going on with you with children, your fifth house, okay, children, romance, creativity, okay, friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. Something is going, and then squaring Uranus in Taurus is about your value system, okay? Something is going on here between friends, romances, creativity, dreams, hopes, wishes, value, how you value yourself, your self-worth, how you earn your money, how you spend your money, okay? And that is all going on the 12th, Wednesday the 12th, okay? So looks like you're about to make a decision about somewhere in those categories, okay? Then we have the moon moving into Virgo, okay? Virgo is your sixth house of daily habits, work, health, anything that you do on a daily basis, okay? That you might not even realize that you do, honestly. Let me see here. Okay, and then we have the moon coming into square Jupiter at 11 degrees. There's a little part here where the moon isn't making any aspects, okay, between about, the 24 degrees they hit the full moon with, and then the 11 degrees with Jupiter. So you have about 17 degrees in there where the moon is just kind of, it's still reflecting more than likely on what happened with the full moon here, right? But it's still, again, it just gets to be the moon. The moon can make us very anxious and such when it hits all of these aspects, and you just like go from one place to the other, and it's like up and down, up and down. And when the moon just gets to be the moon, it doesn't have to reflect any other energy. You can just like sit in your emotions and reflect on them, and then it comes in to square Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter again is the other benefit. Venus and Jupiter are the benefactors of astrology. Okay, whether it's a square or not, it's still, Jupiter is all about expansion. Especially now that it's going direct, it's going to make it just a little bit easier to do its work. Okay, so let's see, that happens on Thursday. So you're going to be reflecting on something that has to do with your daily habits, your work, your health routine, what have you. Sixth house also has to do with like competition, like sports and such too. Okay, and then Gemini is all about your community. Maybe you'll be playing some sports with your community. There's many things that could be going on here. Maybe starting a new health routine with a sibling, something like that. Many different ways that could be interpreted for many different people. Going into Friday, that's the only thing that happens on Thursday, so yay, right? Going into Friday, Moon sextiles Mars and then opposes Saturn, okay, at 17, 18 degrees respectively, okay? So again, we have Saturn here in Pisces. It's your 12th house. It could be triggering, dreams again, okay? And daydreaming as well. You don't necessarily have to be sleeping, but, going into daydreams and thinking about possibly changing up your work, your daily habits, something to that effect. And then it also comes in as sextiles your planet in your home zone. So maybe changing up some habits with your home and your family. And then we have Mercury enters Pisces. And this is on Friday. Okay. Again, more emphasis on your 12th house. Yeah. a lot of epiphanies, a lot of daydreaming, a lot of, yeah, just a lot of subconscious work right now, okay? And especially since you have the wounded healer in your sign, you know,